Welcome to our new series on the human design gates. And today you're going to get to learn about the gate 25, which is just a beautiful energy. It's known as the love of spirit in traditional human design, or simply spirit in quantum human design. And you're going to get to learn a lot more about it than you would from any book, because these are recaps from my transit reports over the last 4 years, where I go in depth about all of the gates that I'm talking about. And if you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe, turn on your notifications. And leave a comment about how this lands for you. I always like to hear from you. Okay, let's go ahead and dive in. The gate 25, which is known as the love of spirit, or just simply spirit in quantum human design. This is just a beautiful, beautiful energy, right? It is in that G center, and it's the energy for helping us just really connect with our own spiritual connection, with the spirit that is within us and the spirit that is all around us. It's this beautiful spiritual energy. It is the part of us when we tune into our hearts and we go into our hearts and we want to connect really with the universe, right? With that creative intelligence, with the great spirit, right? That has created all things and that animates you and me and all of us, right? When we want to connect to that through our hearts, it's that 25 that gives us that portal, gives us that access, right? It's a beautiful energy for supporting your spiritual practice, for you to take what I call your daily date with the divine, and set aside time for yourself to really connect, both to just really meet yourself. Like, what's going on in my heart? Like, how am I feeling, right? What's going on in my emotional solar plexus? Like, what's happening for me, right? Just taking the time to actually meet how you're feeling. Because a lot of us, we just, we run through our lives managing things that are going on, and we don't necessarily make time because we're afraid that we don't really know how to manage how we feel, right? And I totally get that. There are a lot of challenges in the world today. And so sometimes we just choose not to feel. And yet we really benefit from taking that time to meet ourselves first. And as we meet ourselves, we then open up a portal to be able to meet the all that is. And this is really the point about me providing Kundalini yoga practices to all of you, or simply meditating, right? Because meditation is about how we go in, we meet ourselves so that we can then tap into the great expanse of the universe. So the love of spirit really supports us to do this. So if you don't have a regular spiritual practice, whether it's every day or even just often, this is really a great time to really ground yourself in this love of spirit, even if it's more of an aspiration, because for some people, it's not something that they really, really feel. So if you're one of those people, that's okay. But one of the ways for you to start feeling it is to create that daily date with the divine, so that you can tap in and feel that connection. And it's like anything else. It's like when you're learning to play a musical instrument, or you're learning a new dance form, or you're learning how to write, or you're learning how to play a sport, or you're learning how to, really do anything. It takes practice. And so there isn't anything different in terms of your ability to meet yourself, or to meet the all that is, to do meditation, to be able to have that date with the divine. It's a practice. So if you're not used to doing it, it might not be something that's really accessible for you to begin with. But over time, you can definitely build your capacity to do that. And I would highly recommend that you do. And if you don't have a spiritual practice, this is a really good time to start one. It doesn't have to be religious, doesn't have to be complicated, but it is a time for you to connect with yourself, right? So it's you meeting you, but it's your human self meeting your spirit aspect. And so I always highly encourage people to have their own spiritual practice. And in my book on feminine sovereignty, I devoted a whole chapter to it called Your Daily Date with the Divine. And so you might want to take the opportunity during this transit, if you don't have a spiritual practice, to develop one. And you can take a look at what I have in my book, because there's a lot of different suggestions about what you can do if you don't already have something that's working for you. Or you may want to refresh it. You may want to start over. You may want to have a new connection to it. Maybe a new practice or a new way of doing it, or doing it in a new place.